Dr. Susan Brown, the director of the Center for Better Bones. You know, practically every week, at least 2 women come to me asking, could it be that my stress level is affecting my bone? Could my stress level be causing osteoporosis? I always guarantee them that I believe that's really true. Stress does definitely impact bone health. And I was really pleased that several months ago I saw the first medical article on osteoporosis and stress, and it was actually entitled Stress-Induced Osteoporosis. It was done by Japanese researchers, and they really recognized, and they gave all the biochemistry about which when we have a stressful emotion, we produce a series of hormones that damage bone. Today I'm going to talk about emotions, and I'm going to talk a bit about anxiety, also because I see so many women who are extremely frightened, who are anxious about their bone health. And the comical thing is, well, it's not really comical, but the tragic thing is that the way we treat bone health, our bone density testing, often causes women to be more anxious and more fearful. And anxiety is actually a problem for bone, it's a factor that can limit bone health. Anxiety actually is now shown to increase fracture risk, and I'll show you that data. But first, let's just take a few minutes talking about emotions. I like to think of emotions as energy in motion, emotion. And we all know this whole world, everything in the world is energy, and these emotions are like, we might have a strong feeling of anger, a feeling of happiness, a feeling of fright, a feeling of sadness. These are all energies that move through our body, and sometimes we get stuck on those. We just stay with the energy of sadness. Maybe in another chat we can talk about how we can move those energies through the body. But emotions are energy in motion, and the interesting thing is these various emotional energies can have a direct impact on our health. A study I saw just the other day, kind of striking, a study on anger and cancer. And they looked at women with breast cancer, and what they found is the women with breast cancer who expressed their anger lived 3.7 years more than the women who didn't express their anger. Holding in negative emotions, not a good idea for our health. A Harvard study found that the patients who scored over 75% level of suppression, the people who were highly suppressed in their emotions, had a 70% increase in cancer death. So you'll see a couple different studies show us a kind of a clear link between emotions. We're all going to have energies that come at, we're all going to have sadness, we're all going to have anger perhaps, but we can have those energies move through us, either through expressing them or other techniques that we don't have to damage our health. But anger certainly can damage our health, and we've known this as far as cardiovascular disease, blood pressure. It's been well established that anger affects health, but now we see it in things like breast cancer. Depression has been highly studied. That's another emotion, another negative emotion that's been highly studied for bone health. This little study was a meta-analysis. They took 9 of the best clinical trials, and they correlated depression with fracture, and they actually found a 26% increase in fracture risk amongst people who were depressed. Again, we see this kind of negative emotion not really great for bone health. Another really interesting study I found just today looked at couples who had either diabetes or arthritis, and if there was tension in that relationship, if there was a little spat going on between those partners, it was very clear that the individual's diabetes got worse or their arthritis got worse that day and the next day. So we can see even subtle disagreements, subtle environmental upsets, emotional upsets can affect our health. You'll see a lot of these studies coming out because we're starting to realize that the non-material forces like our thoughts, like our emotions, are as powerful as material forces like pollution from the food we eat. So the anxiety study, the recent anxiety study, the first study on anxiety and fracture went like this. For a long time, it's been known that anxiety and nervousness and worry were associated with low bone density. And as a matter of fact, several studies in the past showed almost a doubling the risk of osteoporosis in people with anxiety. these nervous, upset people tended to have lower bone density, quite a bit lower. What this new study showed, it's just from May 2018, they looked at 192 women over 10 years, and they found a significant increase in major fractures amongst those with severe anxiety as compared to those with moderate anxiety. Now, of course, you can take a deep breath and say, well, I'm a little anxious, I get a little nervous, but I don't have severe anxiety, and that's really important. And severe anxiety can be a very serious medical problem, but what I'm suggesting is even moderate levels of discomfort, of negative emotion, of worry are damaging to bone. And in fact, we at the Center for Better Bones have a whole project now working with thin, worried women, because we see that this is a special population that really has special bone health needs. So we're talking about worry, and if you think about it, anxiety is a fear-based emotion. So what's the opposite of fear? You know, it's interesting, the sages and my meditation teachers say there's really only two emotions when you get down to it. There's fear, and then there's the polar opposite. Okay, and so what's the polar opposite of fear? It, of course, is love. Love that feels expansive, it feels joyful, there's an opening of the body. Where fear, we are contracted and worrisome. We can kind of tell where we're at on this scale. Do we feel contracted or do we feel expanded and open? Love and fear. Now, it's interesting, we know many of the emotions that are associated with fear and worry, like the depression and the anger and anxiety, but there is actually a hormone that's associated with love, just like cortisol is associated with all the negative emotions, and that hormone you might know is oxytocin. Oxytocin is called the love hormone, and that's the hormone that mothers excrete when they breastfeed, and it helps with the social bonding. It's the hormone that you excrete if you're hugged and appreciated, particularly touch. Even playing with your dog can increase oxytocin, and incidentally, on orgasm, the human body produces a lot of oxytocin. So the love hormone actually is a good feeling hormone, and it's anabolic to bone. They've even tried to make a drug of it, but they haven't been very successful. So in the meantime, we want to pay attention to that feeling of expansiveness and love and our social interactions, and particularly touching, that's very helpful to the human body. Another recent study that I thought tied right into this is a study looking at life satisfaction and bone mineral density. And again, it was very clear in this European study that women who were more satisfied with their life, who were happier, had better bone density. So we know that emotions affect bone, and we know that it's better to move toward those expansive, happy, loving emotions that are going to help bone more. And I do appreciate that there can be very severe cases of depression, anxiety, things that need special medical treatment. And actually in one of our little guidelines, 7 secrets to reducing stress, we have some simple little exercises, breathing exercises, meditation, outdoor exposure that can help you deal with stress and anxiety. Also, we all know exercise helps. Like, I'm very fond of Miranda Esmond-White's classical stretch, a nice, lovely way to stretch our mind and our bodies and kind of release some of that tension. And of course, we have our meditations for bone health. Meditation is extremely important. Quieting the mind, we set aside some of these agitations and worry. So in the meantime, what I'd say, there's one important guideline I want to give you as we go away. Ways to reduce stress, ways to expand that love hormone.
Don't worry.
Be happy. Don't worry. So what we're suggesting in this little thing today, this is cool. Don't worry, be happy. Try to move on, try to go for that expansive feeling. We'll be talking to you soon, and I hope you have a great afternoon.